Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Milford School Committee. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, and this meeting is being broadcast and recorded by Milford TV. Copies can be obtained at the request of this board or through central office. We are starting tonight with student rep update. We have Vidi and we also have Emily Janssens. Hello.
Hi guys, so I'm here again, but I have my friend Emmy. She's taking over for me when I leave. Emmy's gonna do a great job. She's awesome, so you're in great hands. Well, not you guys, but like the school's in great hands. All right, you can start.
To start, spring sports are in full swing now.
And the Milford High School Best Buddies Sweetheart Pageant is Friday, April 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. So there's raffle baskets that you can put your ticket in and possibly get. And we have some amazing acts, a lot of singing, a lot of dancing. We even have some Brookside and Woodland kids coming over, which they're always so cute. And we're hoping for a full packed auditorium. So if you guys can come support or have your families come support, we would really appreciate it.
Tomorrow is junior prom, which many of us are looking forward to. I believe it's in Worcester.
Yeah, Saint Union Station.
Yeah.
Seniors are getting their college decisions, and we're looking forward to all of our, senior fun kind of end of the year spring events. And the After Prom Committee has been doing their annual flocking as a way to raise money for senior prom, especially like the after prom party at Pins. So if you see that, you know what it's for.
It's hard to believe, but we're finally moving into term 4, which is the last term of the school year.
And AP exams are coming up, so a lot of our classes are ramping up. We're preparing for AP exams or finishing up like our last unit or so.
And lastly, sophomores just completed their English MCAS this past week.
And yeah, we have no other complaints. Everything's going well. So.
Have the water feature stopped?
Yes.
Good.
Well done.
Thank you. Any more questions? Actual questions for them?
Just quick. Vidi, how many AP exams?
6.
Only 6?
Yeah.
Only 6?
Yep.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wild. Emily, can you give us a little bit about yourself? What
Yeah,
you are,
of
what you do outside of the school, sports or activities, things like that?
My name is Emily, but you guys can call me Emmy. I'm a sophomore here at the high school. I'm involved in a bunch of different things. I play 3 sports. I'm involved in the orchestra, and then I'm also part of the school improvement council and the student advisory council.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was more to that than just a hello who you are. So yeah, I appreciate it. Look forward to having you come to the committee and give us updates. So appreciate you volunteering for the assignment.
Welcome to another Janssen. So exciting to have the tradition continue. We're thrilled to have you. Vidi, I made the assumption that when you got accepted to Harvard, that would be your decision. Is that your decision, or are you headed somewhere else?
No, that is my decision.
Okay.
I got into Princeton, but I'm going to Harvard.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Yeah.
We look forward to future updates about all your success.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Anyone else?
Just a quick hi, I'm Emmy.
Hi.
Welcome. That's it.
Thank you both for coming. We look forward to hearing from you and your updates.
Thank you so much.
Take a scone on the way out.
Yes, please. That's a requirement of that position. Yeah. Announcements, correspondence, and distribution. Does any member have anything there?
I want to welcome our new school committee member, Derek. I know I myself have been harassing him, asking him for about 3-4 years to join the school committee. So thank you for finally doing it. So appreciate you here.
All right. It's rock.
It's rock.
Anyone else?
You want them first?
Everybody put their hands up? Yeah. Megan, Chris, and then Greg.
I was going to do the same. Welcome, Derek. We're thrilled to have you
Thank
here.
you.
Looking forward to all the contributions you'll make. Welcome back, John. Appreciate you being willing to raise your hand again and serve another 3 years. Much appreciated. I just wanted to give the committee an update. We had made a motion to have the air quality tested at the high school. They were supposed to come on Tuesday. There was an issue with the state. They will be here next week, so we'll have the full update after that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Quickly, thank you, Derek, for putting your name on the ballot. We appreciate you being here and joining us for the next 3 years. And John, as Megan said, thank you for one more round here of the school committee. So we appreciate your time, your involvement, and obviously your insight and experience.
Thank you, Chris. I guess I'd just add, welcome, Derek. Glad you're on board with us, and thank you for the committee for supporting me and the community for supporting me.
Craig?
Oh, yeah. Wen and I had the opportunity yesterday to visit Shining Stars Annual Invention Convention. It was pretty awesome. Wen, would you agree?
Yes.
This year's creations highlighted a chicken nugget food truck with a variety of dipping sauces, a bustling car wash, a giant Lego man, a pizza shop offering whole pizzas and slices, a car with seating for four, a candy shop, an ice cream shop with a variety of flavors, an aquarium, and a farm complete with a barn, cow, horse, pig, and chicken coop. So the Invention Convention down in Shining Star, I think today was the last day for it. So I believe in this week's newsletter that Mr. Kernan sends out, I think there'll be some pitches in there. So stay tuned for those.
Awesome. Thank you. The only thing I have, just a reminder about the open meeting law training that Town Hall is providing on April 14th. There's a 1:30 time and a 6 o'clock time in the Upper Town Hall. There's been some urges from Town Hall in terms of Town Council and I don't know why, I can't think of it, Town Administrator, to attend this thing that was put together by the HR Director. So I sent that out, I believe, to everybody. If anyone did not get it, I can pass that along. And hopefully some of us can make it. Thank you for the announcements. We'll move on to invitation to speak. You speaking? Okay, great. Invitation to speak is for public feedback to the school committee, allowing members to listen to and understand community concerns. It is not intended for debate. The speaker should provide their name and keep their comments to 3 minutes or less, unless otherwise extended by the chair. The full policy is under code BEDH, and it can be found on our website. Hi.
Hi, I'm Helene Ciccone, mom of 4 boys, involved in Milford Public Schools for 20 years now. And I spoke last meeting, and I got a little choked up about the topic. And at first I was embarrassed, but then I was like, no, they usually see me being, a crazy lunatic yelling. So I was glad you guys got to see I do have a sensitive side. I'm not going to take 3 minutes. I just want to say, like I said at last meeting, I'm going to keep coming back until I get the 3 campus aides that Josh had requested for 2 years. One thing I didn't say at the last meeting was I want everyone to understand that this is so important, and I know that it's important to you guys because it's about the safety of the students. You have kids that'll be coming to the school or are at the school, that work at the school, wives that work at the school, so I think we're all on the same page. I want to point out the fact that I've had 3 children successfully graduate from this school. Never, ever did they have an issue with anything violent. They were never bullied or beaten up. They never beat up anybody. I've never had a kid suspended or anything. My last son, who's here as a sophomore, is 6'2". I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the students and the staff. And it's not administration's job to police the students in between classes and using the bathroom. This will cut down on vandalism of the bathroom severely. Danny has come to unclog the toilets several times. It's never for an organic reason. It's always vandalism because the bathrooms are just open. Kids leave for 7 to 10 minutes instead of 2 to 3. So once we get 3 staff members that Josh requested, that will cut down significantly. It won't stop it. I understand that. But like I had said at the last meeting, I came from Newton North High School with 4,000 kids. And we had, back then, 30 years ago, 3 staff members. So if that worked for a student body of 4,000, there's 300 kids roughly in each grade here. It's definitely going to help. It needs to be the right person. I would love for it to be a retired police officer and, a stay-at-home mom trying to get back into work and having the same school schedule. I would love to be on a hiring committee when it comes about. And like I said last time, I don't need another job, but I would love to do it. And I would do it until 2027 when my son graduates. And nice to meet you, Derek. You weren't here last time. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
And I do have to leave because I'm,
So good news tonight. We actually had a quick discussion about hall monitors,
Oh,
and we're going to be actually
great.
scheduling another meeting where we're going to dive deep into it.
Oh, awesome. And I'm also at a class auction meeting right now that's happening, and I had to leave to come, so I'm leaving, but thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you next time. Have a good night.
No, and if I can just add, I think, Michael, that falls under announcements, correspondence, distribution, so, thank you.
You're allowed to respond now in our policy.
What?
For invitation to speak.
General chairperson update. We'll move on to that. I had two things listed here because I was uncertain of the update I gave on the roof last time. However, there is really no more update. I believe some quotes have been gathered on doing the full roof assessment, but we don't have all of them. Hoping to hear that, I believe, next week. So there's really no change on the roof status right now. The budget update with the finance committee meetings, I mentioned them in the budget meeting, but I'll remind everybody now, we have a capital subcommittee meeting on the 9th, which is Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Town Hall. And then the full finance committee meeting on the budget is also on the 9th at Town Hall at 7 p.m. John, I know you've told me this probably 12 times at this point, but if the entire committee wants to attend one of these meetings, they are allowed to. Do we have to dual post that if everybody shows up?
If we're going to what?
The finance
The finance
committee
committee? If we're gonna deliberate, we should dual post it. I mean, if we're just gonna go and we should. And I've talked to town council, or
Okay.
former town council about this. We should dual post it, because if we don't, and we sit there and, there's two different thoughts, but it's much safer to post it.
Okay,
You know, if
so,
I say, no, I think we should do X, Y, Z, and you say, no, we should do A, B, C, it's a deliberation, it's much cleaner to post
I
it.
anticipate questions. during
And,
those
but
meetings.
clearly, the finance committee is hosting and chairing the
Yeah.
meeting.
Mine was just gonna be around that, sort of how we're thinking about, I know we're not per se making any like immediate requests, but just, and it's a problem, or it's related to the entire town, certainly not just the schools, but just how we're thinking about the capital plan and related to potential tariffs, like a little asterisk 4 times whatever percent, just so that we're not, making all these immediate
Yeah.
changes or whatever. So just something that I'm sure will come up in the context of the broader discussion, but I just
Okay.
wanted to flag that.
Definitely. So, I guess what I'll say is if anybody's planning on going, let me know. And if it seems like we're approaching 4 members for either one of those meetings, I'll just make sure that we get a posting out there ahead of time. Otherwise, I know I'll be there. Michael, I assume you can. And administration will be there too. So we'll probably talk about that one more time on Tuesday at our potential next budget meeting. Brings us to the report of the superintendent of schools, which will be done by Dr. Consigli tonight.
MHS MSBA update. All the materials have been submitted to MSBA. We're still waiting on MSBA enrollment team to provide us with information after we met with them in January. Once the enrollment is resolved, the only item remaining is the feasibility study agreement, which we also received from the MSBA team as well.
Any questions on that?
No.
No? Thank you. Move on to the report of the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and Assessment.
We have, in your packet, there's a request for out-of-state travel. This will be funded through Title I. It's the annual conference of the Reading League. This is for our curriculum supervisor of literacy. You can see the benefits that she'll attain from it. Most, I think, especially access to current research and reading. What I guess we asked for on this is just for her to be out of the district, out
Yep.
of state.
Make a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve out-of-state travel by Megan, second by Brendan. Any discussion?
Just quickly, thank you for putting the benefits to the district in these requests.
Welcome.
All in favor?
Abstain.
All right. We have 6 in favor and 1 abstention. All right, report of the school business administrator.
Okay, so if you click into the link of the 25 budget updates, it's current year. Derek, every month we have like a quick glance of the current year budget. Just so everybody look at the the bottom line balance. So going into the fourth quarter, we have about 665,000 left to spend. Brendan's making a face.
Please go.
So at the beginning of March, I told everybody to put in their POs by the end of March, and I've been meeting with some principals to go over their budget, just to see where they are. And I believe most of the budget are in purchase orders are in at this point, but a lot of expenses such as timesheets are not encumbered in the budget. And as I ran this report, the retro pay is not included in this report for the TAs, that whole unit. So to answer John's question about the circuit breaker, the total circuit breaker, including the payback from the town, still doesn't cover the deficit of transportation deficit and tuition deficit. So because of the high cost this year.
Questions on that?
Maybe just one, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chris, you're gonna go?
Gonna go with athletics?
No, transportation. Go ahead.
I was gonna.
It was A or B.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess yeah, transportation. Athletics. Why are we at a $200,000 deficit?
So around 50,000 is because I moved. So the secretary used to budget under principal's budget in 2000 series, and I moved the budget to under athletics.
Okay.
I should have made the budget transfer last time, but I missed that one. So the rest is the coach stipends.
Is that?
Overage.
Do you recall how we did last year? Or did we go over budget last year too? Excluding we did.
I remember it. Because the question when we were cutting things last year was how are we cutting from athletics when they went over budget?
Right.
And we cut from them, what was it? It was a significant amount.
Okay. So.
And then
It's
there was
pretty obvious it's
no
under
plan
budgeted.
as to cover that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering.
I guess my question was more of a forecasting question, looking ahead. Craig, you alluded to this in the budget committee meeting that we just had in terms of transportation potentially would be increasing due to needs and people physically changing locations over the next few months. I'm curious how you think about forecasting that and just, right, understood. Just curious how we should be kind of preparing or just.
We definitely should be preparing for that. So we only have a quarter left. So we're not looking at like 40,000 transportation,
Right.
more like 10,000
Okay.
ish for one student. So
Yeah.
it's hard to predict.
Is there additional vendors that we would need to be seeking out, or do we have the coverage that we need to transport those students?
So far, everything you see here are encumbered as POs. So we secured vendors for those students.
But you're talking if
People move.
if we start needing more transportation,
Oh.
do we have it covered? It remains to be seen.
Okay.
It's always, it's always last second, for example, even on a field trip, whether or not we're gonna have a bus driver for it. We're scrambling for bus drivers just for those kinds of trips too.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep. Anything else on that budget? Okay.
Do we need an update on the The 26 budget? Or
I assume we
the-
can pass over that since we just talked about it for an hour. Excellent.
And next is the personnel change updates for information.
I just had a question on that.
Yep.
Craig, can you just speak to is it the RISK program? Is that what it's referred to? RSK?
Yeah, that's
Ready, Set, K.
that's our kindergarten program, right?
Ready, Set, K.
Oh, that's what we call
Right.
it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Thank
Ready,
you.
Set,
Okay.
K, that's right.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry.
So incoming kindergarten.
Got it.
Mm.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, hold on, Matt, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. You got more?
And then when you see all the new positions that you see, it's obviously for 25, 26, we're still working the budget. These are all, in a sense,
These are
positions that would be under the level service.
Those
are
are
summer.
summers.
These are
Summer
summers.
positions, yeah.
Okay.
ESY extended school year.
Extended school year. Sorry. Thank you for that
Same as
clarification.
Ready, Set, K is summer program too.
Be nice, can, possibly over the next few days, nothing too quickly, just, the cost of the summer program? And what it
The cost
is?
of the
Summer-
stipends?
Yeah, just, again, doesn't have to be today, but it'd be good information to kinda have.
I can pull this pretty quickly.
Again, not, doesn't have to be now.
Any other questions on personnel updates? Okay, thank you. Brings us to the consent agenda, so I will ask before I start talking, is there any questions on the minutes that would require them being pulled out? I see nothing, all right. So the consent agenda tonight is going to include the following: the approval of 13 warrants, the amount of $851,593.50. The approval of minutes from the March 20th, 2025 regular session, the March 20th, 2025 executive session, that's for approval only, and also the February 11th, 2025 executive session for approval only. Professional development in the amount of $9,813.40. Grants, there's 2 totaling $23,000, and there is 1 gift in the amount of $6,770 from Center for Leadership and Education. The purpose is for empowering teachers for leadership. Motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Brendan, second by Megan. All in favor? See, 7. It's unanimous, thank you. All right. Excellent, let me just note that down. Subcommittee updates. Did any subcommittees meet in the last 2 weeks? I believe so. Thank you. Future agenda items. Derek, just so you're aware, when you look at that, there's a long-term agenda on there. That's a link that that we put together as a group. We, in the past, have had a running list of things to talk about, along with what administration has, which sets up the different topics throughout the year. So we kind of put it together in one, I guess, roadmap for the year. So we'll be updating that as we wrap up this school year. So, but during this window, if there's any topic that anyone is looking to discuss further or want more information on, this is the time to ask for that too. Chris has his hand up.
Yeah, as I'm looking, this is something I brought up in the past, just as we transition superintendent-wise and as we finalize our budget, I think that it would be great to try to tie our budget and initiatives and come into the next school year with goals for our superintendent, as opposed to coming into the school year in October with goals. I don't know how we can squeeze it in, but
That's been. I remember last we brought this up, so I have that on my list already.
You have it on there? I was
And
looking quickly. I
I'm
apologize.
patiently kicking it on my task list, waiting
Yeah.
to figure out the slot that gets shoved into.
Right. Yeah.
So when we get closer to discussing goals,
yeah.
I think that's when we will, have that, maybe that becomes a working session this year to get an idea of
Yeah.
how we do it to build that format, but I do have that, and I think that's a great idea. Any other future agenda items? None. Excellent. Thank you. All right, so that gets us to adjournment tonight. We do have executive session to discuss 3 separate topics. There's an MTA grievance, We'll discuss administrative contracts and also superintendent contract negotiations. We will not be returning to open session, and this does require a roll call vote, so I'll start with Brendan.
Yes.
Verbal yes.
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 I'm also a yes. Thank you, and good night.